All right, so the video from Winthrop brought up some questions about what is the longest standing operating bar here in Washington State. Let's find out. The Oak Harbor Tavern was actually built in the 1850s, but they changed their name in 1939, so they can't really be considered the longest running bar. And so there's the Bluebird Inn in Bickleton that was established in 1882. However, it changed license and name over the years, and so that can't be considered. There's also the Horseshoe Cafe up in Bellingham that was established in 1886. Same deal though, they moved, and that can't really be considered the longest running tavern in the same location with the same license. There's also the Jules May Saloon in Seattle that was opened in 1888, but they moved in 1936 and they shut down for COVID, so they also can't claim the title. That narrows it down to Cook's Tavern in Northport and the Brick Saloon in Roslyn. They were both opened in 1889. However, Cook's Tavern actually opened originally as Scobrian's, and so it's changed its name over the years. That makes Roslyn the longest standing, longest operating bar in Washington State under the same name, license, and building. And so how does Three Finger Jack's get away with claiming the longest saloon in Washington State? Well, you see there's a little loophole there. At one time, bars and saloons were considered two separate things, and saloons in Washington State were completely outlawed for a long time. But when Winthrop came out with their Old West Town in 1972, they got the saloons to come back. They were able to get the first license as the first legal saloon in Washington State, and that's what makes them the longest running saloon in Washington State. And because I know you're going to ask, the longest operating bar in Spokane, Washington is the Park Inn. It was established in 1932, and they added pizza to the Park Inn in the 1950s. I've heard it's some of the best pizza in the city, and they actually have the longest continuously operating pizza oven in Washington State. And now you know.